Hey class, my name is Joshua Seiler. I live in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Currently, my wife, two kids, and I we lived in Sioux Falls for a while, and that's how I ended up at the University of Sioux Falls. But we live here now. Grew up, both of us, my wife and I, in Western North Carolina, and then my past job took us to Texas and then South Dakota, and then when that ended in 2019. We wanted to get closer to home, but not all the way home. And so she applied to a couple of different places, and we landed in Nashville. She worked for the VA hospital system in Nashville, and we just bought a home this past July in Murfreesboro. And I was familiar with the town. The company that I worked for in the past, we had a retail store here, and so I'd been here several times. But that's where we are. Our hometown here is now Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I'm a business administration major. I think I'll graduate and I'll have a certificate in internet marketing as well. But I want to go on and finish my MBA, or this is recent changes here in the past, maybe a year or so. I started thinking more along the lines of getting a master's in education and maybe teaching marketing or business, finance, anything along the lines of that group of subjects, I suppose. I'm currently a senior, so I should graduate here pretty quickly. A couple more semesters to go. And to be honest, the last company I worked for, I started, as a store manager, and I worked my way up through the district managers and senior district managers, and was a regional director, transitioning into a director of operation for the company when they closed. So I never finished my bachelor's degree. There was really no need to. I kind of just worked my way through. But once that company became online only and we closed our brick and mortar, then there was obviously a need for a piece of paper, so I could get myself some better interviews and that sort of thing. But between then and now, I started work for a company called Driven Brands, international car wash group, and I'm making a pretty quick climb through this company as well. And so now I'm more or less going to finish my master's degree more for myself than for the need to have it for a job or something like that. It's more for myself now. So last book that I read, and I'm looking over here and I'm kind of spitballing this as I go. Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis, and that was a required read for last semester, and I really enjoyed that book very much. I think we all grew up with Lion, the Witch, and a Wardrobe, and C.S. Lewis has played an impact on our lives in one way or another for sure. But that was a good book. The book that's made the most or the longest lasting impact on my life was a book called Radical Candor by an author, Kim Scott. And if you're in the business world, or you're managing people, or honestly parenting, or you just want to read a really good, well-written book on being honest all the time, that's a great book. She did a really good job writing that, and all the managers that I've trained in the past and the district managers that I've trained, I typically will have them read that book for sure. So it's a great book. If I could throw another one in there as well, Good to Great from Jim Collins, my old business mentor. That was the first book that he asked me to read, and that's a really good book as well. Learning what you need to do to take yourself to the next level and that sort of thing. But if I answering the question on here, if I could pretty much read anything I wanted to, it wasn't really a class book or something that I had to read for school, what would I be reading? And it probably all would fall into that leadership category. How to be a better leader, or a stronger leader, is something that fascinates me for sure. It always has, and that ties into parenting as well. Being a better father, a stronger father, better leader of a household, spiritual leader. All of those things. However you want to describe it, they all kind of fall into that basket or bucket. But that's what I would be reading 99 times out of 100. You may catch me with a Ninja Turtles comic book or something like that at the other time, but that's kind of me in a nutshell. I'm really looking forward to this class. Literature is not one of those things that I dig into every day, and so it being something that's relatively new or that kind of excites me. Something that's out of my wheelhouse. So a little bit of a challenge there, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to working with everyone in the class, and we'll see y'all later.